We would like to welcome everybody to the Nepean Sportsplex Steve Eiserman Arena, where today's game features the game against the Nepean Raiders and the Brockville Braves. My name is Romano DeFranco, and we got some pushing and shoving going on. Do apologize, everyone, for the technical difficulties. And the referees are going to try to get everything sorted out for you. And we do have some roughing minors going in. Oh, there is going to be some penalties to Brockville. And that's going to give the Nepean Raiders a chance to go on the power play. Right, so there will be a face-off to the right of the Brockville goalie, and the face-off has been won. And right, so this will give the Raiders a chance to go on the power play as Bonvay now for the Raiders. It's one of the newies for the Nepean Raiders, and missing that chance was David Taylor. He's a returning player. Williamson with the shot on, he scores! Carter Williamson on a great shot that beats the Brockville goalie, and it is 1-0 for the Nepean Raiders, and that one on the power play. Face-off has been won by Carter Williamson, who got the goal for the Raiders. And that one just missed the net. And Jackson Leagold is in puck battle. He's one of the newcomers for the Nepean Raiders. And that one is still in Brockville territory. I'll think this one back was Jackson Arango now for the Braves, and that one is icing. Hey, and the Nepean Raiders have outshot the Brockville Braves 5-0, and best of all, they lead by a score of 1-0. As the face-off into the left side, and taking that face-off was Tristan Konobelch, and Konobelch ended up winning that face-off. Hey, he's from Slovenia. And he's one of the few people in the CCHL born in the European side. How about that? And we got 208 for the Brockville Braves. This is one of the preseason tryouts for the Braves. Brockville only won 8 games this past year. And this one drops over to Dylan Turcotte now for the Raiders. And he'll lead this one in for Tristan Konobelch. Konobelch with a shot. That one is stopped. And that will get things reset. And 227 will just move this one in for Owen McGilvray now for the Nepean Raiders. And falling down was 219 for the Braves. And Kingham goes over in with Dylan Pollock. He's one of the returning players for the Raiders. And that one goes up and out of play. 14-19 left to go in the first period. It is 1-0 Raiders, and starting in net for the Raiders, we have Darcy Murphy. Darcy Murphy, he is making his debut for the Raiders. And this one will move this one in for Thompson for the Raiders. That one is in Brockville territory. As this one, we'll put this in for number 8. That one hit iron. And doing that was Anahansen Monkathon. And 13:55 left to go in the first period. It is 1-0 for the Nepean Raiders. And the Raiders will end up winning the face-off. And this one, and that was a huge hit by Rice Bondi. And that one remains in Nepean territory. Drives on, and that one is stopped by Darcy Murphy. He is from Ottawa, Ontario. And Ron Treese now for the Brockville Braves. And that one was, and there is going to be a penalty to the Raiders. And that's going to go for interference for the Raiders. Let's see who gets it here. It is Declan Campbell. Yep, he spent previously with the Hawkesbury Hawks. And the face-off to the right side of Darcy Murphy, and Brockville will go ahead and take the face-off. That one goes over to Jackson Legault. He's one of the newcomers from the Nepean Raiders. And we'll just wait in just so they could come back on this power play. And that one goes back into Nepean territory. And back in was Owen McElroy for the Raiders. And that one will go into Nepean territory and use this one in for Dave Taylor. The Raiders acquired Taylor from the Hawkesbury Hawks last season, and they had to give away Owen Hardy last year. And that one goes, this one over to Jesse Lumsden from the Brockville Braves. Lumsden shot, and that one was so wide of the net. Okay. And 237 for the Braves. Number 184 shoots, and that one is stopped by Darcy Murphy for the Raiders. And that one is in puck battle. And that one goes into Brockville territory. And in that 20 seconds ticking down to the Raiders power play. Penalty kill, make that the Raiders penalty kill. And that's over the 99 now for the Braves. And that will just about do it for the Nepean Raiders penalty kill. At the start of the regular season, we're hoping that they can improve on their penalty kill. They just don't. Only time will tell if they will. So 11:05 left to go in the first period. It is 1-0 Raiders thanks to that goal by Carter Williamson. That one is scored on the power play. And that one moves this one over to Carter Williamson. Goes over to Spencer Thompson. He drives! And that one gets stopped. Back to Thompson. Williamson, all he could find on that one was air. And this will give the Brockville Braves some time to clear everything. Goes over to Marcus Maury for the Braves. 10:18 left to go in the Raiders. 10:13 left to go in the first period. It is 1-0 for the Raiders. And that one goes over to Thompson for the Braves. Over to Bonvay. Drives, and that one whistled wide at the net. And that one continues. And Bonvay goes over Bonvay. It goes over the 231. That one is gloved down by Darcy Murphy. 9:31 left to go in the first period. 1-0 for the Nepean Raiders. And the face-off has been won by the Braves. Shoots, and that one is gloved down by Darcy Murphy. All right, and we'll do it again for the face-off. And that one goes over by the shot, and that one is stopped by Darcy Murphy. And drives again, and that one is stopped by Murphy for the Nepean Raiders. He is going to be 17 in October. And that way you just don't know. And that one goes over to Maury now for the Braves. 2:44 drives on, and that one whistled wide of the nets and goes up and out of play. 8:51 left to go in the first period. Raiders have a 1-0 lead, and that's in courtesy of Carter Williamson with the goal. It's his first of this preseason match. And that one, face-off has been won. And that was Isaac Bradley for the Raiders. Make that Owen Kingham for the Raiders. That one is stopped by Darcy Murphy. And that one goes over to Brockville territory. And it will be for icing. Okay. And we'll do it all over again for the face-off into Murphy's right. And the face-off has been won by the Raiders. And going back in was Kingham for the Raiders. Goes over to 99 for the Braves. And yeah, we'll get a stoppage here. 8:17 left to go in the first period. It's 1-0 Raiders. And the Raiders, they had a pretty good year last season, winning 20 games. This is the first time in 6 years they have done that. So, see if they can improve some more. Here's Williamson for the Raiders. Drives in, and that one gets blocked by 194 for the Braves. And that one goes over to Chilcott for the Raiders. And over to 99 now for the Braves. And that one remains in Brockville territory. Aren't even doing anything, and only that big check was Tristan Konovalich. And this one goes over to Thompson. And unable to do so. And there's 2:29 for the Braves. Drives on, and that one whistled wide of the net. And over to Williamson again. Oh, and missed the net again. And restarting in was Thomas Rebelliard now for the Raiders. And goes over to Alex McIntosh for the Braves. The 236 for the Braves. And that one continues, and that one just goes over to Thomas Robillard now for the Raiders. And that one continues to be in the Brockville zone. And this is the only exhibition game that's being held at the Nepean Sportsplex Steve Eiserman Arena. 1-0 is our score for the Raiders. We'll have some out-of-town scoreboards and coming up in just moments. Face-off is in and blue line. And Darcy Murphy, he goes out to play for the Raiders. And Arango now for the Braves. And he's getting tied in by number 13 for the Raiders. There's a great chance for Bonvi now for the Raiders. That one gets blocked. 6 minutes left to go in this first period. 1-0 is our score for the Raiders. And having this one now was Alex Thompson. He's a 2008 born. And this one, Owen McMurray with a good pass. And Thompson for the Raiders. And Braves will reset here as Darcy Murphy, he goes out to play for Nepean. And so Alex Vertsabin for the Braves. That was Alex Vertsabin. Sorry about that. And it goes up over to Williamson for the Raiders. Great job tying him up, but that one is an offside. And sure, Carter Williamson meant well, hey, but hey, you can't, you don't have to like a call, but that's okay. Offs. So we got the face off at the blue line. As Pollock ended up winning that face off. There's 82 now for the Braves. And that one spears one in for Pollock. What a great move by Kingham now, and that one is stopped by the Bronco goalie. And I'll put this one in for Spencer Thompson. And leave this one in for Kingham. That one, unfortunately, that was an unfortunate turnover bounce for the Nepean Raiders. And we got a stoppage here, and don't know what that was. Guess you can just bear with me. Alright, so the face-off will be at center. Raiders win the face-off. And it's Kingham now for the Raiders. And we'll leave this one in for Robillard now. He's getting tied in. And there is going to be a penalty. Some extracurriculars going on. And the dust will finally settle. Right, so the Braves will be short-handed once again, and the Raiders will go on the power play. And they capitalized on the previous attempt. Pretty good. face-off. Yeah. So Spencer Thompson now for the Raiders. We'll put this one. Goes up and over to Heron for the Raiders. He had 3 goals last year for the Raiders. That one goes over to Thompson. Centers that one, and that one is stopped by the Rockville goalie. And that one goes back to Nepean territory. That's part of the Braves' penalty kill. And so Spencer Thompson will wait for, will look for someone to pass to. And he does. And that one goes over to Declan Campbell. Now for the Raiders. And goes over to Dave Taylor. Taylor with some dips and rules, and Nepean wanted to have a penalty, but fortunately though they didn't get it. And so Kamabalchi now for the Raiders. That one goes over to Williamson for the Raiders. So one step too many. And with 30 seconds left to go into the Raiders power play. And Taylor. That was some pretty nice moves over to Williamson. Oh, and Williams gave that one away. It's a great chance for Eccleston, and he wasn't ready for that. Man, I wasn't ready for that. Shot on, and that one goes up and over. 2:01 left to go in this first period. 3 seconds left to go on the Raiders power play. It's still 1-0. Alright, and the face-off will be onto the right side. Ball wins the face-off. Shot. That one is stopped. And Rainish. Isaac Bradley for the Raiders. Make that Isaac Bradley. He's now number 23 for the Raiders. As Spencer Thompson now for the Raiders. And as the Rockville goal is out to play for the Raiders, for the Braves. Excuse me. And that one goes up and out of play. 1:27 left to go in the first period. 1-0 Raiders. Right? And Pollock will take the face-off against Sean Thompson. And wins the face-off, and that one is blocked by the Brockville goalie. And we'll do another face-off again. And so the Raiders end up in that face-off. Oh, and huge hit on the blue line. I don't know who that was. And it goes over to 2:44 now, and that one was not ready for that pass. And there's 1 minute remaining left to go in the first period. And that one goes over to Isaac Bradley now for the Raiders. And the puck battle continues as 2:44 now for the Braves, and that one whistle wide of the net. And 38 seconds left to go. And 2:44 now for the Braves. That one is gloved down by Darcy Murphy. And with 26.3 seconds left to go in the first period, the Raiders have a 1-0 lead. We have some stuff to talk about in this first period intermission. And face-off has been won. And that one was over to Caron now for the Raiders, and he gets taken down as over to the midpoint. Oh, Oh, nice hit. As the final seconds of that first period will go ahead and tick down. And the time will run out. It was a pretty entertaining first period throughout. As the Raiders, they outshot the Rockville Braves 96. And Carter Williamson with the goal for the Raiders, and that one was on the power play. And Nepean is currently 0-1 and would like to make it 1-1 for this period one here. You're live. We would like to welcome everybody to the Nepean Sportsplex Steve Yzerman Arena, where the game features the Nepean Raiders and the Brockville Braves. I'm Ramon DeFranco, and this is an exhibition game, and it features the Raiders and the Brockville Braves. And Carter Williamson got the only marker for the Raiders, and that was on a power play marker. All right. And assisted. It was Tristan Conabalchi and Reyes Bonve. They assisted on the Carter Williamson goal. Darcy Murphy has been really good for the Raiders up to this point. And as he stopped all 6 shots he faced in that first period. Also, Marcus Gomes has been pretty good in the Brockville Braves as he stopped 8 of the 9 shots that he faced. And we have 234 now for the Braves as he goes into, and that one stays in Brockville territory. And that one goes up over to Dylan Turcotte for the Raiders. He is one of the newcomers for Nepean. And like I said before, Carter Williamson got his first goal of the exhibition for the Raiders, and that one whistled wide of the net. And this one goes over to Maury now for the Brockville Braves. And this one over to Dave Taylor as one goes up over to 234 for the Braves. Yeah, like I said, Marcus Gomes is in goal for the Brockville Braves. Yeah. As this one goes up over to Eccleston now for the Brockville Braves. He is one of the returning players for the Brockville Braves. This was a team that they won only 8 games from last season. And this one goes over to Kingham for Nepean. And that's better. And that one is stopped by Gnomes for the Brockville Braves. And he'll hang on with 18:02 left to go in the second period. Nepean Raiders have a 1-0 lead. That's in courtesy of Carter Williamson's goal. And the face-off has been won by the Raiders. And that one goes over to 237 for Brockville. And that one goes for icing. All right, and the face-off will be at the at the blue line, eh? As it was Isaac Bradley who won the face-off for the Raiders. And the 229 shot was stopped by Darcy Murphy for Nepean. And that one will have a face-off into the right side of Darcy Murphy. And Nepean's looking to win their first preseason game of the year. And for Brockville Braves, they're 3-1 so far in the year. And Darcy Murphy with some sensational saves for the Raiders. And that one goes over to Maury now for the Brockville Braves. And that one goes over to Dylan Perron for the Raiders. That one's in puck battle in the Nepean territory. And so the former Hawkesbury Hawks, Declan Campbell for the Raiders. Shot wrong. What a goal! And doing that was Rice Bonvie. And he makes it 2-0 Raiders. And that was a tic-tac-toe. And Rice Bonvie was able to finish the job. Alright, so, and that's exactly how you do it, as Rice Bonvie makes it 2-0 for the Nepean Raiders. As that one goes over to Dave Taylor now for the Raiders. And we'll drop this one back to Owen Kingham. And this is just a heads up, the Nepean Raiders' remaining preseason games will take place at Rockland Arena Pad 1. And that's part of their preseason tournament. As Pollock, you'll put this one over to Brockville territory. And that one is an icing. Great game for the Raiders so far, eh? That's the insurance goal for the Raiders up to this point. Face-off has been won by the Raiders. And that one gets dropped back to Jackson Legold for the Raiders. That's who it is, Jackson Legold. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. A huge hit as Taylor is still trying to get back up, but he does. And Darcy Murphy holds on to make the save. And with 15:36 left to go in the second period, Nepean is out shooting Brockville 11-9, and it's 2-0 Nepean. And this season, we'll get into much more greater detail on that shortly. As that one whistled wide of the net. And it was a nice move, and that one is stopped by Gomes. And he'll hang on with 15:19 left to go in the second period. It is 2-0 Raiders. And this season marks 25 years ago today that the now defunct Atlanta Thrashers made their NHL debut. Well, the Thrashers, like the Flames, they were forced to relocate after more than 5 years, eh? So Nepean will get back to the power play. And this one goes over to Pollock for the Raiders. Make that Dave Taylor. Dave Taylor now. Shot. Save was made by Marcus Gnomes. And the rebound goes all the way back to Nepean territory as part of the Brockville Braves penalty kill. There's Carter Williamson. Drops this one back to Dave Taylor. Up and over to Leo Lavicia for the Raiders. Turnover. 2:44 in. That one. Lavicia. That would have been 2-1 for the Raiders. They lead as this one goes over to Connor Belch. And as the puck battle continues in Nepean territory, and this one goes over to Kingham now for the Raiders. Goes over to Perron for Nepean. A shot right on, stopped by Gnomes, and the rebound. Shot that one again, and that one whistled wide of the net. And that one goes over to Spencer Thompson for Nepean. Thompson, down in. Shot, save was made by Marcus Gnomes. And the rebound will just go all the way back to Nepean territory. With 15 seconds left to go on their power play. It's 2-0 Nepean. That one goes up over to Thompson. Oh, turnover by Dylan Turcotte. There's 2:34 in. Shoots! And that one is safe. Oh. Okay. Thanks. And there is going to be a penalty call to... I'm waiting to see who gets it. Okay. Oh, so no penalty? Okay. Also, I forgot to mention that... Oh, yes, there is a penalty, and it's going to Brockville again. So, this will cause Nepean to go on the power play again. So glad you can join us. Over to Taylor, and he was not that. Goes over to Taylor and leaves this one in for Isaac Bradley for the Raiders. And that one goes back to Nepean territory, and that is part of the Brockville Braves penalty kill, in which their penalty kill last season landed dead last. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens when the regular season starts. Dave Taylor now for the Raiders goes in. And that one gets blocked. That one moves this one over to Tristan Connabelchi with the shot, and he scores! Tristan Connabelchi. It is 3-0 Nepean again on the power play. Wow. And I guess Nepean's power play has been working on all cylinders tonight. And this should really, really help the Raiders when the regular season starts. You just never know when. All right, so 3-0 Nepean. That is our score. And it goes over to 2:44 now for the Brockville Braves. And that one goes up over to... So 11:46 left to go in the second period. Tristan Connabelchi has the Raiders up in front 3-0. Goes over to Pollock. Dylan Pollock, he'll make some moves. He does! Oh, and that one missed the net. Great scoring chance for Dylan Pollock. But that one just was so wide of the net. There we go. Just would have been 4-0 Nepean. And the face-off has been won by the Braves. And that one drops on over to Declan Campbell for the Raiders. And he puts this one over to 238 for the Braves. A shot right on. That one is stopped by Darcy Murphy. And now Dylan Perron for the Raiders. He'll put this one up over to number 10 for the Raiders. That is Owen McGilvray. And Campbell is watching Kamani Eccleston now for the Braves. And this one over to McGilvray for Nepean. And icing will be the call. It is 3-0 Nepean. And in case you guys joined slightly late tonight, we have Carter Williamson, Rhys Bonvie, and Tristan Kabalji with the goals for the Raiders. 3-0 Nepeans are score. And Thomas Robillard got a hit. This one goes over to Kingham now for Nepean. And shot right on. That one is stopped by Marcus Gnomes. Doing that was Macelin Etchart for Nepean. Lots to talk about in this second period intermission. It is 3-0 Raiders. Lavicia will win the face-off. And that one goes over to Isaac Bradley. And knows the shot. That one is stopped by Marcus Gnomes for the Brockville Braves. Sorry about that. And that one gets stopped by Darcy Murphy. Goes over to 247. The shot, that gets blocked. That one blocked again for 247. That one gets stopped by Darcy Murphy up front. And it's a nice move by Ryan Kingham for Nepean. Kingham, shot on, and that one gets gloved down by Marcus Gnomes. And with 9:23 left to go in that second period, make that the second period, 3-0 Nepean. I love it. Right, so the face-off will be into the of Marcus Gnomes. Right, and the face-off has been won by the Raiders. Okay, and that one goes back into Nepean territory. And that one is an icing. With 9:10 left to go in the second period, it is 3-0 Raiders. And this one goes up and over to number 22. Number 22, that's Owen Kingham. And as for the Raiders, hey, some of the oh, it was a big hit. And some of the Raiders players are wearing some different helmet collars. And we got ourselves a bit of a scrum going on here. And whoa, down to the ice they go. Wow, huge hit that started this whole fiasco. And it was Dylan Perron who, with the 5-minute major penalty, and he's trying to get the crowd roaring at the very eyes. And at the CCHL, you have a written rule is if you fight, then you get tossed out of the game. So as for NHL rulebooks, you can stay in the games as long as you want to, but in CCHL or Junior A leagues, if you fight, you're out of the game. Yeah. Right, so either side will be 1 man short for the rest of the game. Okay. It is 3-0 Nepean, and 8:44 left to go in the second period. This one goes over to Thomas Robiliard for Nepean. And that one goes over to Turcotte. And he'll leave this one in for Tristan Konabalj for the Raiders. One of 3 goal scorers for Nepean. Yep. And this one goes over to Robiliard. What a move by Turcotte, and that one is stopped by Marcus Gnomes. And he'll just leave this one in, and that one goes into Nepean territory. And Williamson goes over to Maury now, and that was a turnover. And here's Dylan Turcotte in for Nepean. What a move! Scores! Carter Williamson makes it 4-0 Nepean. Wow. Gotta do some nice passing, and Carter Williamson was able to finish the job. The face-off has been won by Nepean. It is 4-0 as we speak at Chart for the Raiders. And this one goes over to Pollock. Pollock drives. Save was made by Marcus Gnomes. And he'll just leave this one in. And that one, it's gloved down by Darcy Murphy. And we'll have a face-off with 7:27 left to go in the second period. It is 4-0 Nepean. And the face-off has been won by Nepean. And this one goes over to Thompson now. Shot on. That one is stopped by Darcy Murphy. And shot on. Save was made by Darcy Murphy again. Shot on. And that one goes over top of the goal. And as the play will continue at the Nepean territory, Spencer Thompson is watching for the Braves, my bad. And Madison Eschat for the Raiders. And that one gets stopped by Darcy Murphy up front. 6:37 left to go in this second period. It is 4-0 Raiders. And Gnomes is out there for Brockville. And so 2:34 now for the Braves And they are still looking for the first goal of the game. And goes over to Isaac Bradley for Nepean. Kingham for the Raiders. Bradley makes some nice moves, and that one is stopped. And 2:44. I'll just put this one. And we got some, and we do have some extracurriculars going. And with 5:56 left to go in this second period, the Raiders have a 4-0 lead. They're out shooting Brockville 20-12. And with this being a high-scoring second period, expectations for the Raiders are good coming into this season. Very good, as I should say. So the face-off will be into the left side of Marco Gnomes, as Leo Lavicha will take the face-off, and Lavecchia. And this nice move by 286 for Brockville, and stopped by Darcy Murphy. Save made, rebound, they put it home as Jesse Lumsden for the Brockville Braves was able to put one home, and that will break the shutout bid of Darcy Murphy. All right, and the face-off is won by Brockville, 238 for the team. And missing that pass, who was responded by, he wanted to have that one back, but Reese. Respawn. Yeah. Just stick with me. I know we could get some new Nepean Raiders here, so okay. All right, so as this one continues at center ice, Spencer Thompson will put that one into Brockville territory with 5:05 left to go in this second period. The Nepean Raiders have a 4-1 lead. Okay, and 2:27 now for the Braves. I'll put this one to Spencer Thompson. This one over to Maslin Etchart for Nepean. Gnomes, he'll play that puck for Brockville. And that's something that we need. And Brockville is looking for their second goal of the game. See what happens then. Oh, what a save made by Darcy Murphy, and that rebound just goes wide of the goal. Whoa. And we have a stoppage here. And so 4:13 left to go in this second period. 28-16 are the shots on net in favor of Nepean. It is the Raiders 4, Brockville Braves 1. I'm Romano DeFranco, and I'm in play-by-play for tonight's game. Okay, and this one goes over to McIlveray, back to Williamson. Taylor, shot! And that one is stopped by Marcus Gnomes. Okay. All right, so it is 4-1 Nepean as we speak. We have lots to talk about in this second period. That one gets... Ooh, we do have a bit of an injury here. He'll slowly gets back up. That's exactly what it is that was needed. 29 for the Raiders. That is... It's Tristan Conabal. Yeah. What a move. And that one just missed the net. There's Dylan Turcotte now for Nepean. And 3:10 left to go in this second period. It is 4-1 Nepean. And once again, I'm Romano DeFranco, and I'll be doing play-by-play for tonight's game. And 2:47 now for the Brockville Braves. And that one goes over to Eccleston for the Braves. And Robiliard. And that one goes... Oh, briefly having that one was Dylan Pollock. And so you have Robiliard, and he's in puck battle. Okay. And that one is still in Nepean territory. And Nepean is hoping to get that one out of their own zone. Good board battle with Dylan Pollock. So 2:06 left to go in this second period. And it's 4-1 Nepean. Expectations for a good season for the Raiders. And it's a race for it, and just briefly beating that one. And this one goes over to McGilvery. He is he previously played for the Ottawa West Golden Knights. Yep, last season the West Golden Knights were so high in the standings, and they had a bit of a second round loss. Tough for them. And new season upcoming. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And face-off has been won by the Brockville Braves. And 1:26 left to go in this second period. 4-1 Raiders. And we'll clear this one at center ice. And they'll do now. And Isaac Bradley for the Raiders. Ooh, he was taken down, and he wants a hold of whoever it was for the Braves, and we were this close for having a second fight breaking out. Yeah. Cannot recall the last time we had two fights in a Nepean Raiders game, or a CCHL game in general. That's going to give Isaac Bradley a penalty for holding. And just to let you know, when the third period begins, the Raiders will still be shorthanded, keep in mind. All right, so wait. Oh, wait. We got two penalties on the play. Huh. How about that? All right, so some coincidental minor penalties will continue when the third period starts. Just keep that in mind. Last minute left to go, the second period. Orango, the shot. That one is stopped by Darcy Murphy. He'll hang on with 45.7 seconds left to go. And Darcy Murphy has been the difference maker for the Raiders. He hasn't been very busy, but he's made some great saves if needed for the Raiders. He's been really great in goal for the Raiders. And of course, majority of last year's Raiders moved on as the puck battle continues in behind the boards, and wait and see what happens. Mount scores free, and that one is stopped by Murphy. And this one goes over to Corey. Drops this one back to Lumsden. Jesse Lumsden got the only goal of the period for Brockville, and we have a penalty on the play. This one's going to Nepean. It's going to Owen Kingham. And like I said, when the third period begins, the Raiders will be shorthanded. Keep that in mind. 2 seconds left to go in the second period, and it's 4-1 Nepean. All right, and not that it matters now, as the time will expire in this second period. As after 40 minutes of play, it is the Nepean Raiders 4, Brockville Braves 1. Shots on net in the first 40 minutes are 20-16 in favor of Nepean. Yes, 2016 are the shots on net for Nepean Raiders. Right. All right. So all right. So thank you so much again for tuning into this second period. In terms of how the first 40 minutes went, the Raiders they had a pretty solid first 40 minutes. Carter Williamson scored his first of the season. That one on the power play with Kaishawn Thompson in the box. Tristan Belgi and Leo Malechia got the assist for the Raiders. Okay, and just a word of mentioning, Ryan Vellin, he was in goal for Nepean during that second period, and Rice Bonvie got the goal, and Dylan Perron and Owen McGilvery, they assisted on that goal. And Tristan Conabolci scored on the power play. It was Nepean's second power play goal of the game. David Taylor and Carter Williamson assisted on that goal. And so Grant Otsarkatsi will take over in goal for the Raiders for the rest of the game. So Darcy Murphy had himself a very solid game for the Nepean Raiders. And as a whole, Nepean has had a pretty good game as well. All right, and Noel Faulkner and Dylan Perron each got fighting majors. And if you fight, you're out of the game. That's the CCHL's rule book, by the way. Carter Williamson it's his second tally of the game, assisted by Dylan Turcotte. And Marcus Maury, that's who scored for the Brockville Braves. It's his third of the preseason. This is for Troy Hunka and Cooper Banani. Right, so, and Brockville has been cycling through some goalies. So Brian Vellin will be off, and I'm not so sure he's going to be replaced by Marcus Gomes as the game goes. Okay, that's how I say it. Okay, so out of town scoreboards. The Smiths Falls Bears have a 5-3 lead against the Ottawa Junior Senators. Yeah, tough loss for the Smiths Falls Bears, having lost in the final round against the Navengrads. And speaking of that, the Grads were also the defending CCHL champions. They have a 3-1 lead against the Campbell 73s. And as for the Raiders, so no Brady McEwen and no Owen Hardy, as well as Oliver Ban and Kyle Slingerland. These guys are moving on to university teams in order to continue their playing careers. Yes, that's how I say it. There's only one other game happening tomorrow. The Rockville Braves, they go off to Ed Lumley Arena to face off against the Cornwall Colts. And as I said before, the Nepean Raiders, the Nepean Raiders will have the rest of the tournament at the Rockville Arena Pad 1. And starting September 6th, they will face off against the Hawkesbury Hawks. And all right, thank you so much for tuning in to this second period. My name is Romano DeFranco, and I'll be back for the third period in 12 minutes. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in into this third period. My name is Romano DeFranco, and we're live for the start of this third period. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. So Brant is in goal now for the Raiders after Darcy Murphy had himself a good solid game. And that one will just go into Brockville territory as we have 30 seconds left to go in the curricular minors for either side. That's how I said. Sorry. And the Raiders will still have to kill off their penalty kill. Oh, I just spoke too soon as the Brockville Braves got a goal back, and it is 4-2 the Raiders lead. Okay, and doing so was Kaishan Thompson for the Brockville Braves. It's 4-2. All right, so we're waiting for the officials to try to get things sorted out. And I'm not so sure what's with the delays. And either side is saying, hey, can we drop the puck, please? Right, so after a 20-second delay, so we're finally able to get things back on. So Kashine Thompson got the goal for the Brockville Braves. It is 4-2 the Raiders lead. And that one remains in Brockville territory. And that one, we do get a little bit of a stoppage here. Okay. And so Ryan Malern is the goalie for the Brockville Braves, okay? Hey, 91 subscribers on the Raiders official YouTube channel. So, again, to all of you that's new to the Nepean Raiders family, don't forget to subscribe to the Nepean Raiders YouTube channel, okay? It's really helped me ever since I started them, eh? All right, so 18:35 left to go in the third period. It is 4-2 Brockville. Okay, as Spencer Thompson for the Raiders, and he'll put this one over to Kingham, and that one goes wide of the net, and it goes up and out of play. Make that. It is 4-2 Nepean, as discussed. All right, and the face-off will be to the left side of Malone, and Carter Williamson will take the face-off for Nepean. Now, this one will put this one, and we're still waiting to see what happens, and they do, and not ready for that pass was Dylan Turcotte. Goes over to Thompson now, and that one whistled wide of the net. And this one goes over to Perron now for the Raiders. And Thompson now for the Braves. And as I explained, Brandt is in goal now for the Nepean Raiders. Shoots, and that one is stopped by Brandt. And so the Raiders will go ahead and make their line change as this one will steer this one aside, and Alex Thompson, all he could find was air. Wish he could have that one back. As this one, and Brandt will go ahead and leave this one in, and it goes up and out of play at 16:44 in favor of the Nepean Raiders. And majority of the goals happened way back in the second period. Brockville already scored one here. And the face-off, we'll just have to wait and oh, yes. So there will be a face-off. As Spencer Thompson has this one for Nepean. And Brandt, he'll lead this one to play the puck. And this one goes over to Thompson now for Nepean. Great pass over to Perron. Perron was ejected from the game. Make that Dylan Pollock. Okay. All right. As 16:05 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 4-2 lead. Expectations are great for the Raiders coming into this year. And this one goes over to Marcus Morey now for the Braves. Morey in, and that one missed the net, and 15:34 left to go in the third period. Raiders with a 4-2 lead. And this one over to Rice Bonvay now for the Raiders. And minor hit along the boards. And 2:38 now for the Braves. And that shot right on, that one is stopped. And the Raiders' regular season starts on Saturday, September 14th. That's going to be in the CCHL Fall Showcase. And it's against the Cornwall Colts. And after that, Sunday, September 15th, Nepean has another one against the Hawkesbury Hawks. That game will be at 11 a.m. first puck drop. Whoa, and big hit along the boards, man. I'm sure that's exactly what has the fans pumped up a little bit. Isaac Bradley for the Raiders. A nice move in, and is that a goal? No, I don't think that's a goal, no. The net just came off the moorings. All right. All right, so there will be a face-off into the left side of Carter Mullen for Rockville. And Hey, the buzzer just went off a little bit, and not so sure what it was. Okay. And again, we have a buzzer. Oh, yes. So Brockville has a penalty to kill off, so yeah. As play will go on, Nepean is yet to get a shot on, and they do! Save was made by Mullen, and they score! It is Dylan Pollock getting the goal for the Raiders, and Brockville Braves, they won't like it. But Nepean is up by 3 again. All right. And so play continues on here. As Brockville hasn't even had a shot on net for the last a minute or so. As Brandt has been pretty good up to this point for Nepean. And this one goes over to Dylan Pollock for Nepean. And he'll just, this one over to 24 is. That is Jackson Legal for the Raiders. And so Arango now for the Brockville Braves. And he'll just leave this one over to Spencer Thompson. Thompson drives! And that one is stopped by Ryan Muller. And he hangs on with 13:04 left to go in this third period. Raiders have a 5-2 lead. As the Raiders win that face-off. All right. And as the puck battle continues into Brockville territory, Bradley with the shot on, and that one gets blocked. Wow, I'm sure he meant well, but no dice. A nice move. That one gets stopped by Brandt here for the Raiders. 5-2 Nepean Raiders lead. This is their second preseason game, and I'm Romano DeFranco for the call for the game. As in this third period and overall, the Raiders are outshooting the Braves 22-18. There will be a face-off at the blue line. And this one goes up over to McGilvray for Nepean. So 12:08 left to go in this third period. Nepean has a 5-2 lead. And a nice move by Maury shot. Brandt makes the save. And that one goes, and that one is in Brockville territory, as Brockville will finish up their line change for now. And shot on, Ryan Mullen makes a save, and that one goes up into Nepean territory, a race for it, and Thomas Robiliard beats out on the icing call. Okay. And 11:16 left to go in the third period. 5-2. And this one goes over to Lake Galt for Nepean. And 10:54 left in the third period, and it's 5-2 Nepean. That one goes wide of the net. It's been silent up to this point in this third period. And going up over was David Taylor, and we do get a bit of a stoppage, and assuming that there is a penalty. Oh no, just a face off to the left side of Brandt. And the Raiders will win the face-off. And this one, and Ryan Miller, no problem with on that one. As it falls down, and 10:13 left to go in this third period. Raiders have a 5-2 lead. And thanks again. And that one goes over to Pollock. He got the most recent Nepean goal. All that matters is we are almost done with the Nepean Raiders preseason game against the Braves and the Raiders. And that one goes over to see what it is. Pollock for the Raiders. Back drops this one to Isaac Bradley. And Thompson back to Brockville territory. And there is a tripping penalty coming up to number 77 in Spencer Thompson. And the Brockville Braves will go back to the power play. And this is going to be some pretty good practice for the Raiders penalty kill. And that's right, we just talking about practice. Huh. All right, and the face-off has been won, and go to 231 to Brockville, and it was Carter Williamson. He'll clear this one to the Brockville zone, and that's the strike that the Raiders need on their penalty kill, and that. So the net goes off its moorings, and let's see, that was Dylan Turcotte, and hopefully he's all right. Oh wait, yeah, there we have a player down. Oh yes, let's make that Owen McGilvery. Yeah, he's hurt. He's slow to get up. Oh, struggling to get to the bench. All right, face off to the right side of Brandt. Okay, and 238 the shot, and that one gets gloved down by Brandt, and there will be a face off to the right with 21 seconds left to go in the penalty to Thompson. And just to let you know, following the Raiders preseason, we have the preseason montage we got to work on. So that depends on how many things that can happen for the Raiders. You just don't know it. And that one goes wide of the net. And Owen Kingham for the Raiders. And the puck battle continues. And that one is stopped by Brandt. And Patience in, and that one gets blocked. And 227, he'll get held in. And there is going to be That's okay. Yeah, we do have a bit of a stoppage, though, nonetheless. 7:40 left to go in this third period. Oh, we got a penalty to the Brockville Braves. Even better. So yeah, the Raiders will go get back to the power play, which has been very good over the course of this game. Oh wait, it looks like 4-on-4 here. Yes, so as the extracurriculars happened way back before the play got underway. And so we'll skate 4-on-4 as previously mentioned. David Taylor drops this one back to Pollock, back to Taylor. There, so Dave Taylor, it goes around on the Brockville D. Very good. Oh, and that's a nice pass, and Rice back the other way now for the Raiders. And they wanted to have that pass back, but nothing they can do about it now. And that one goes into Brockville territory. No icing. And that one goes up into... Yeah, that's what it is. Yes. Still, that is number 10 for the Raiders, Owen McGilvery. And drops this one over to Kingham now for the Raiders. Kingham will drop this one over to Conabalch. Conabalch back to Thompson now. Shot on, and Mullen makes the save off of Dylan Turcott. Thompson again for the Raiders, and that one is stopped by Muller, and Spencer Thompson is slow to get up, but he'll be okay. So 5:53 left to go in this third period. The PN has a 5-2 lead. And you'll put this one over to Thompson. And this one will just go back to Thompson now for the Raiders. Over to Isaac Bradley, and that one is stopped by Ryan Muller. Pollock. Yeah, the Raiders, they acquired him as part of a trade with the Carleton Place Canadians. And Ryan Muller will hang on for the whistle with 5:22 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 5-2 lead. And there will be a face-off to Muller's left. And so Brockville will go ahead and win that face-off. And that one is steered up for icing. 5:11 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 5-2 lead. And that one will get stopped by Muller. Well, I guess we'll have to do it again for the face-off. And like I said before, I have 91 subscribers on the Raiders YouTube channel, which is pretty good. Hopefully I can make it to 100 when the regular season starts. You just never know when that will happen. All right. So 4:53 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 5-2 lead. And that one is stopped by Brandt. He'll hang on. And the Peons out shooting Brockville 26-22. All right, so there will be. All right, so this one will goes, and doing that one was Jackson Lee Gold. Goes that one into Brockville territory as Mullard will hang on with 4:33 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 5-2 lead. And Nepean wins the faceoff, and that one goes wide of the net. A nice move by Kingham for the Raiders. One of the newcomers for the Raiders. And Williamson, 2 goals for the Raiders. Drives, and that one is stopped by Muller. Rebound. That one goes up. That one goes out of the stands. And 4 minutes left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 5-2 lead. Or should I say advantage? Pollock ended up winning that face-off. And so time is running out for the Brockville Braves to get back in the game. So 2:32 for the Braves. Thompson with the shot, and that one goes wide at the net. And that one goes over to Pollock for the Raiders. And Marcus Mori now for the Braves. And falling down briefly was Isaac Bradley. And we're going to be okay for at least until we get to the end of this game. So, again, it is 5-2 for the Raiders. Okay. All right, so there will be a face-off into Muller's left. And Brockville will go ahead and win the face-off. Okay. And alright, so and that one goes up over to, let's see, Legal. So we'll have Legal, and we'll have the Raiders roster as soon as the regular season begins. We never know when we try. Alright, so final minute of play in the third period. Raiders 5-2 lead. Goal now for Nepean. And goes over to Mori for the Braves. And this one going up and over was Rice Bombay, yes, that make that him. 20 seconds left to go in the game. And goes over to Isaac Bradley for the Raiders. That one is stopped. Okay. And 8 seconds left to go for the game. And time will run out. Alright, so the Nepean Raiders with a 5-2 win over the Brockville Braves, and the Raiders out to congratulate Brant on a solid rest of the game. Alright, as the Raiders will improve to 1-1 on the preseason tournament, as the Brockville Braves will now fall to 3-2